Hey guys, this is Victor, and this is going to be part 3 of my coming out series. And in this video, I'm going to reveal to you the source of my information in answering the question, are we alone, right? So I've already answered the question, but why am I 100% confident? I gave you some hints before. I mean, actually, it's pretty obvious. There's so much video evidence at this point. All the governments of the world have acknowledged it. So there's not really much question. But even beyond that, way beyond that, a more solid source for me is an individual that does these transmissions. So I left off the last video with this idea of transmissions. And these transmissions come through a channel. Now, when I say channel, I don't mean a TV channel. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about someone that channels the information. And if you don't believe in such a thing, or you don't understand such a thing, again, I'll probably explain that. I'll do a separate video on channeling, because I want to, again, strengthen your understanding, strengthen your belief. Because channeling absolutely is a very real thing. We have endless video documentation on that at this point. We understand the science behind it, etc. Now, the problem with understanding anyone that channels, or believing in anyone that channels, is that most people are still frauds and fakes, right? So, and this is the problem with everything everywhere. I mean, whether you're going to go buy a dozen eggs or a gallon of milk, the same thing, right? So most of the eggs and milk that are provided to us, at least in a first world country like the US, they're garbage, they're fake, right? So they're fake, I mean, they come from real animals, but you know, they've been so severely distorted and processed that it's no longer a healthy item for you. But real milk and real eggs exist, and it's like absolutely the healthiest things you can consume. So it's the same thing with information, right? I mean, now there's endless information at your fingertips, but most of it is not valid. Most of it's not true. And when we get into things like channeling and anything along those lines, anything that seems mystical, right? People have been deceiving us for centuries or millennia, right? This is not a new thing. So there are always people that prey on our hopes, our beliefs, etc. But that doesn't negate the fact that real channelers and people like that exist. And again, we have all of the scientific foundations, not all, but we have very solid scientific foundations for understanding that at this point. And we have the video documentaries or documentation that is absolutely confirms all of these things. So anyway, let me jump to the point here. So I'm going to just give you some names, or a name here. The channeler that is the most incredible source of information probably that has ever been available to humankind on Earth is someone by the name of Darryl Anka, and he channels an entity called Bashar. And Bashar is, I'm not even going to go into the details. You can find out more about him. But again, this source of information has been around for over 35 years. He's been doing this for so long, consistently. And the information that comes out is absolutely unbelievable and easy for us to validate and confirm. And if you listen, and I already mentioned, I believe I mentioned this in a previous video, if you listen for 5 minutes, you're going to be like, this is ridiculous. This is just another one of those kooks, another scam. But if you listen for like 6 hours about 6 hours of these transmissions, you will understand. You will realize that, whoa, okay, wow, it's impossible to fake it. There's absolutely no way for it to be fake or fraudulent. And a statistical analysis of all the information confirms that. So no matter how much you disbelieve, and actually to disbelieve is a good thing, to challenge, right? Because that's how you confirm, right? That's how you confirm. You go and you dig deep and you really challenge the information, but you just listen, you keep listening. And it's incredible. It's really incredible. And so that's the information. Now, there is so much information provided by him already, at these points, because he does these transmissions like every month, right, for nearly 40 years. So it's crazy the amount of information that exists. And so I want to help sort out that information for people, right? I'm trying to slowly bring out the really, not just critical, but just kind of distill stuff. And again, he's pretty distilled. He's pretty much to the point. But he gives us techniques and things that we can do to help ourselves, right? So he's here to empower us. He is actually, he refers to himself, he is a first contact specialist. And so here's the really big thing. The biggest news of all is he's preparing us for first contact, which is coming soon. How soon? I'll tell you in the next video.